Hi, everyone. My name is Lydia Martinez. I am the founder and CEO of L Marketing and Events, and I am here today with my dear friend, Corinne with Hone Your Social. Corinne is one of our amazing strategic partners. We work with her on projects all the time. I am so excited to have you here.
Yeah, I'm back. Thanks for having me again.
Absolutely. So today we are all about LinkedIn. If you'd asked me like 2 years ago, I would have said LinkedIn was on the downward spiral, that it wasn't very relevant as a social media platform anymore. And that has totally changed. Let's talk about how that has changed and how valuable it is.
Yeah, I feel like LinkedIn now is a great platform, not just to network and connect with people in your industry or to find, maybe new team members, but also to share stories, which is really what we, do at L Marketing is to share stories. There's so many amazing posts that go viral on LinkedIn that share a story from someone's past, whether it be professional or personally, relevant to what their industry is.
Absolutely. Um, and it seems to be a way or a place where you can build your personal authority really, really quickly and really efficiently. I was on a call right before this with a bunch of other members from the Goldman Sachs 10,000 Small Businesses group that I just graduated from. And they were all talking about how valuable LinkedIn has become as a tool for them recently.
Mm.
Um, and also that it's surprisingly easy compared to some of the other social media platforms. So let's talk about LinkedIn as a personal branding platform and what you should be doing on there for personal branding.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's lots of different things that you can be doing. And I think the great thing about LinkedIn, at least for me anyway, it's not my number one platform. So that means I've already been creating content on other platforms or putting content on my website that I can then take and reuse and post on LinkedIn. And one really great tool LinkedIn has is LinkedIn articles, where you could take a blog that you've, previously created for your website and post it natively on LinkedIn. And it has a much higher chance of getting picked up by the LinkedIn algorithm and pushed out because it looks like a native kind of long form piece of content. So it's easier to kind of lean into their algorithm and how they share content and push it out, and get yourself noticed by more people in your industry, or make more connections, whatever your goal is for that platform.
I really, really like that, because you've essentially written the content once. Like you put the time and effort and energy into creating that blog post. So at that point, why not double down and repurpose it either by posting the link directly or like posting it, like you said, as a long form article directly on LinkedIn. Um, you can even do excerpts. I've seen this done a few different times where you do an excerpt where you post the first part of it and then say, read the full thing over on my website. So there's a lot of different ways to do it. None of them is like the golden ticket best way. They're all really, really valid.
Yeah. And
Else.
I think infographics or like slide through carousels with kind of statistics or even quotes can do really well on LinkedIn as well. So that kind of helps boost engagement.
Yeah.
And I don't know about you, but my LinkedIn feed is like full of polls. Like I always see people sharing a poll, asking questions, and then like hundreds and thousands of responses on these polls. So that's a really great tool to use from that platform.
And I have not taken advantage of that for my own business, but that's a good reminder just for me. So, how often should people be posting on like their personal LinkedIn page specifically?
Yeah, so I think your personal LinkedIn page gets more of a reach than if you have one for your business. So I would post more on your personal page than your business page. But I would say a couple of times a week, like 2, 3 times a week. You don't have to be on there every day, multiple times a day.
Yeah, I think that that's one of the things that is really nice or useful to keep in mind is that it's not like Facebook, where if you don't post every day, the algorithms start punishing you.
Yeah.
LinkedIn does not start punishing you for anything.
No.
as far as frequency of posting and things like that. So it can feel a little bit more natural. You don't have to stick to a strict schedule as long as you're in there a couple of times a week.
Yeah.
One of the recent things that I discovered that I love is you can post things to your business LinkedIn page. So I can do a post or post an article or post a blog post, and then I can recommend it to my team.
Uh,
And then they can reshare that to their personal pages. So it becomes personal branding for them, but it also helps the overall reputation of the company. And so, for that, from that aspect alone, having that company LinkedIn page and posting to that regularly, making sure that your employees actually show up as employees on your LinkedIn page,
mhm.
on your business LinkedIn page, and then giving them that opportunity to help spread your content out far and wide, I think makes a big difference.
Yeah, that's a really great tool. I have never used that, so I'll look into it.
Yeah, I was in there like messing around in preparation for our discussion this week, and I noticed that, and I was like, oh, gold. This is
Yeah.
gold.
And are
Um,
we live on LinkedIn now? Because live video can also be used on
yes,
LinkedIn.
yes. I just barely got approved for LinkedIn Live through
Amazing.
StreamYard, and so yes, you can do LinkedIn Live. Live streams. You do have to go through an approval process and make sure that things are going well and running smoothly. And so like there is that process, but it's not too complicated. It took me about 30 days to get approved.
Yeah. But you can
Um,
post video that's not
yes.
live.
You can
Correct.
post video that's not live. So you can absolutely upload video, which used to not be the case.
Yeah.
Um, and so that's fantastic. You can upload video, you can do live streams. I love the idea of polls. What are some other ways? Because this is really about getting content out there on LinkedIn and repurposing it. What are some other things that you can do to repurpose content?
Yeah, so I mean, I'm a big believer of like reusing content no matter where it's been. So, you can pull a social graphic from Instagram and also share it to LinkedIn. You can take an idea from your blog post and create a video around it and then upload that. But I also think you can use LinkedIn to like grow your email list. Like you could create maybe gated content that people can only access through sharing their email address with you. So you can definitely use it to grow your business behind the scenes as well, not just metrics on the actual platform.
Yeah. Because ultimately you want to build your personal brand, but you also want to invite people to take some sort of action. What are
Yeah.
some good calls to action that you've seen on LinkedIn? We mentioned polls as
Yeah.
one, but what
Polls are
else?
massive. Just asking questions, asking people to share their opinions and keeping that simple. Like people, I think, love to talk about themselves. They love to share stories of what they've been through. So directly asking questions at the end of your post would be really useful. You can also ask people to share or tag somebody in the comments that would benefit from the article or the information that's being shared. And then ultimately, if your goal is to kind of grow your email list or get people off of that platform and with you in a more intimate setting, whether it be through emails or even into some, as customers, whatever it might be. Including kind of, I guess, email. You want to capture their emails, but you want to make sure that you're giving them an incentive. It's not just like, hey, give me your email. It's like, what are we exchanging here? So we have to make sure it's like a two-way street.
Yeah. And that is the key. We talk a lot in marketing about how a lot of marketing is it really should be that service oriented marketing. You should be serving up value.
Yeah.
You should just like literally just give it away. It's okay. So that when you do ask for something like an email address, and believe it or not, asking for somebody's email is a significant commitment. They're saying, I'm inviting you into my inbox
Yeah.
on my computer, in my home, or wherever. Like, that's a significant commitment. And so offering up enough value that that becomes worth it, I think is really important.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that comes back to storytelling and sharing, messaging that other people can relate to.
So one of the things for me, when I first ended up on LinkedIn years and years and years ago, and I was a really early adopter, um, on LinkedIn. But one of the things that I discovered on LinkedIn was that um, the more transparent I was about my history, what I was up to, who I was connected with, and the more that I touched base with people one-on-one, the better I did. And so I think the other part of that LinkedIn puzzle is occasionally just pinging people and saying, hey, you crossed my mind. I hope you're doing well. I'd
Mhm.
love to hear, what it is that's exciting about your life or your business right now. And not making it salesy, like it shouldn't be. Making it a genuine connection, and then genuinely listening and responding when they do reply back.
Yeah, that's so important. And you can do that, through private conversations, but you can do that through engaging on people's posts.
Yeah.
And that's a nice way to connect with somebody that maybe you haven't spoken to in years. It can be like a nice icebreaker to suddenly start, engaging on their posts and
Yeah.
checking in with them that way.
Very often LinkedIn will give you notifications, like if somebody started a new job or has a work anniversary or some big event. LinkedIn will a lot of times give you a little notification, and it'll give you the option to like send a canned thing like congratulations or like can't believe it's been 5 years. But I found that if I just personalize that a little bit, and then also occasionally remind people how we know each other.
Mm.
Like, hey, I remember when we first met when I was back at Whole Foods Market and we were connecting at this event. I can't believe how far you've come. Congratulations.
Yeah, that's great.
Um, and that is significant instead of sending off the canned responses. Well, perfect. Corinne, thank you so much for being here today, for talking through LinkedIn. And we'll go ahead and pop Corinne's website in as well. And then if you need any support with your social media, with LinkedIn, with your overall strategy for marketing, please do reach out. We are happy to help you. We've got a really creative, dynamic team that is designed to and built around telling stories and getting results. Thanks again, Corinne. Have